That doesn't seem quite right. Let's try that again. Much better. Today we're diving into sound design and specifically tips and tricks we've used over the years to make it as good as possible. Let's get started. Hello there. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And first and foremost, I want to just thank everybody for the amazing response we received on last week's video. It was super fun to go out and make a travel film, a stereotypical, just kind of run-of-the-mill travel film for once. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something and just had something to take away from it as well. Last week's video used footage from when we went to Italy back in October. We went there with our friend and fellow YouTube filmmaker, Aiden Robbins, and just had an absolute blast adventuring around the Italian Dolomites. It was a lot of fun. That whole project was sponsored by Epidemic Sound. Thank you, Epidemic, for sponsoring that. And this video is also sponsored by Epidemic Sound. So we thought it would be fitting to go over 7 tips and techniques to better your sound design skills, and you can use these on your next project to really level up that sound design game. Anyways, let's get into it. The first thing that I want to touch on in this video is just the importance of sound design. I have mentioned this before, but sound design is one of the most important but also overlooked aspects when it comes to filmmaking. Sound is like 50% of filmmaking, so if you slave away on the visuals but your sound design is lacking, it can take away from the overall video. Sound design is also one of the most important things when it comes to the overall feeling of the video. There have been countless times when I'm editing a video and I watch it back and it just feels like it's missing something, like it doesn't have the right feeling. I have found that in these instances, the fix is most likely sound design. It is an extremely powerful tool and definitely something that I recommend everybody tries to get better at. For this next tip, this one is kind of related to the last tip, but that is to use sound design to motivate the story. For example, in last week's video, there was this part. Separated me from them was something I couldn't control. I felt like my luck was always against me. If you noticed, I used a riser that peaks right as I say the last word before it cuts to black. This made it more dramatic and really added emphasis to what I was saying. Using this technique allows you to guide the viewer through the video and really encourages them to feel what you want them to feel while watching the film. This technique allows you to use sound design to really emphasize parts of a story and enhance them. The next thing I want to share is a feature that I'm pretty sure only exists in Adobe software. So if you don't use Adobe software, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if there is an alternative, but that is audio remixing in Adobe Audition. Audio remixing is a feature in Adobe Audition that allows you to take any song and stretch it out to be as long as you would like. It uses some sort of AI or algorithm to cut and duplicate the song in the perfect spots. So this means you can take a 3-minute song and make it an 8-minute song, or basically as long as you want. We use this feature all the time, especially for videos like this where it's talking head and there is background music, and it's actually extremely simple to do. All you have to do is open Adobe Audition, create a new multi-track session, import your music, and then take it into the timeline and right-click on it where you'll find an option where it says Enable Remix. It'll show this little window here with this time code, and that is where you select how long you want the end song to be. And after that, you're done. It'll expand the song out to your desired length, and then from there, just export it and throw it into your project. The next tip that I want to share with you guys is the use of audio stems to mix and customize your audio. And that's where the sponsor for this week's video comes in, Epidemic Sound. If you don't already know what Epidemic Sound is, it is a great source for music for any of your videos. Especially if you're doing videos for clients, dancing around music licensing can get a little tricky. That's why we like to use Epidemic Sound as a way to get music for our client projects extremely easily. Epidemic Sound allows our clients to use their music for paid ads such as Facebook or Instagram. They have an extensive collection of over 35,000 songs and 90,000 sound effects that we use in pretty much every single one of our videos. Something that I've seen on Epidemic Sound that I haven't seen on any other music licensing service is the ability to download music that is broken down into its different audio stems. For example, if you have a song and it has vocals, but you want an instrumental version of the song, because it's made up of stems, you can delete out the vocal track only, and then you are left with a song that is just instruments. But if you want to take it one step further, if that same song has drums in it, and let's say you don't like the drums, you can go in and delete out the drum stem, so now you have a song that doesn't have any drums. This is a really handy feature for sound design because it allows you to customize your audio in ways that other licensing platforms don't allow you to do and gives you more flexibility. The Epidemic Sound commercial plan allows you to use their music on all of your videos, but also all of your clients' videos as well. But if maybe you're in the market for music for just yourself and you don't do client stuff, they also have a personal plan and it's a little cheaper as well. If you are at all interested in trying Epidemic Sound out, there's going to be a link in the description down below where you can get yourself a 30-day free trial. We highly recommend it. Another audio tip that I want to share with you today, which also makes your sound design more immersive, is panning your audio from side to side. This can be done in basically any editing program. They should all have a feature called panning, and this essentially just allows you to control whether the audio is coming from the left or if it's coming from the right. We use this feature all the time to really immerse our viewers into our videos. For example, and I'm gonna do a real throwback here, in our first-person travel film, Headed West, you should definitely go check it out, but we used audio panning a lot to really immerse the viewer into the video and make them feel like they're actually there. For example, you can hear it in this clip here. As you can hear, it sounds like the music is coming from the record player, and as the camera pans away from the record player, the music follows the record player. So that is using audio panning. This is a really powerful tool, especially when used in the right ways. Another tip that we like to use all the time is what we like to call scratch audio. So for the video that we filmed last week, there was a voiceover, right? Now, every time that we have a video that has a voiceover, we'll write a quick script, a rough outline of what we want to say in the voiceover. But when it comes to recording it, we will just use our iPhone or any phone voice memo app and just record it wherever we are. We don't care whether it's a dead silent room or if it's super echoey or super loud. We'll just record it right then and there on the phone. From there, we will use that audio as the voiceover to edit to. The reason we do this is because during the editing process, the voiceover tends to change quite often, whether it's a word here, a word there, or sometimes entire paragraphs are changed. So recording it on our phone allows us to, right then and there when we want to make a change, record a new segment, throw that into the edit, and continue editing. And then it's not until the video is more finalized and we have visuals and music locked in that we actually go in with our big fancy microphones and record the final voiceover. This makes it so we don't have to set up a big microphone like this every single time we want to make a change to the voiceover. All in all, it just streamlines the process and makes it a whole lot more efficient. The last tip that I want to share with you guys is the use of J-cuts. So if you don't know what a J-cut is, it's essentially when the audio from the next clip comes in before that clip appears on screen. This is a really handy technique and we like to use it all the time, especially for making transitions smoother. When the audio is introduced first, your brain is already triggered that something's going to be changing. So when the visuals actually change, it tends to feel a whole lot less jarring. This is a technique that we use all the time, especially in vlogs or videos where talking and voiceover is really common. However, I recommend that you use these sparingly. This is a technique that experienced editors use all the time. However, if you throw it on every single one of your cuts, it can get a little annoying for the viewer. So just be aware of that. Anyways, that is everything. I hope you might have learned something, a thing or two. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I, again, want to thank you for the support on the last video. It has been great. Thanks for everything. I don't know what else to say. Also, thank you to Epidemic Sound for sponsoring this video and the last one. It could not have been possible without you guys. If you are interested in Epidemic Sound, there's going to be a link in the description down below. If you're new here, make sure you go and subscribe, like the video, and also leave a comment. If you're new here, go follow us on Instagram at TMSProductions_ right up there. And we'll see you guys in a future video. Okay, bye. When the audio is introduced first, your brain is triggered that something is already going. Dang, this is a tricky one for some reason.